Remember Friday night curry? When your mum would bring home a takeaway and the smell would fill the entire house before she even opened the door? Real spices, proper heat, that unmistakable aroma of ginger, garlic and garam masala that made your mouth water. That was curry. Real curry, made by people who understood the craft. But walk into any British supermarket today, and you'll find something very different. Entire aisles dedicated to jarred curry sauces and ready meals, promising authentic Indian flavors in minutes. The labels show vibrant colors, the jars look premium, and the brands feel like old friends. Patax, Charwoods, names you've trusted for decades. But here's what they're not telling you. Most of these curry products, the ones you've been buying week after week, have been quietly reformulated. The recipes your parents knew are gone, the quality has been stripped away, and what's left is a mixture of cheap oils, excessive sugar, and enough salt to make your blood pressure spike just reading the label. Today, we're exposing 8 curry brands sold in UK supermarkets that have betrayed your trust, and we're telling you exactly where your money should go instead. Will your Friday night favorite make the list? Or have you been serving your family something that barely qualifies as food? Let's find out. Coming in at number 8, we have Home Pride, the brand with the little chef character that's been a British kitchen staple since the 1960s. Your nan probably used it. Maybe you've been using it. The jars sit there on the shelf looking friendly and familiar, promising home-cooked flavor without the effort. But let's talk about what's actually in that jar. The very first ingredient in most Home Pride curry sauces is water. Not tomatoes, not cream, not even stock. Just water. That's how they bulk out the product while keeping costs down. Then comes tomato paste, which sounds reasonable until you realize it's followed immediately by sugar. A single jar of Home Pride curry sauce contains up to 20 grams of sugar. That's 5 teaspoons in a savory dish. The NHS recommends no more than 30 grams of free sugars per day for adults. 1 jar of curry sauce gives you 2/3 of that limit. And here's the thing that should really concern you. The spice content is minimal. You're not tasting authentic curry spices. You're tasting sugar, salt, and modified maize starch, which is there as a cheap thickener. One home cook described it perfectly. Tastes like someone dissolved a stock cube in sugary tomato soup and called it curry. That's not heritage. That's cost engineering disguised as tradition. Home Pride isn't dangerous, but it's a shadow of what it used to be. And you're paying for a brand name that no longer delivers. At number 7, we have Uncle Ben's, now rebranded as Ben's Original. The name changed, but unfortunately the recipe didn't improve. Their curry sauces and ready meals have been filling British cupboards for years, marketed as quick, convenient, and family-friendly. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Ben's Original curry products are loaded with rapeseed oil. Now, rapeseed oil isn't inherently terrible, but it's used here because it's one of the cheapest oils available. It's not about flavor or nutrition, it's about profit margins. Then there's the sodium content. A single serving of Ben's Original curry sauce contains nearly 1.5 grams of salt. The NHS recommends adults consume no more than 6 grams per day. 1 portion of this sauce gives you 1/4 of your daily limit before you've even added rice or naan. But what really puts Ben's Original at number 7 is the texture. Multiple reviews describe it as slimy, gloopy, and artificial. The sauce doesn't coat the ingredients. It sits on top of them like a thick, oily film. One customer said, "It's like eating curry-flavored wallpaper paste." Another said, "My kids refuse to eat it and they'll eat anything." When children who normally hoover up their dinner are pushing it away, that tells you everything. This isn't authentic Indian cooking. This is industrial food production wearing a curry costume. Number 6. Asda Extra Special Curry Range. The supermarket premium line that's supposed to represent quality, sophistication, and authentic flavors. The packaging looks elegant, the price point is higher, and the descriptions use words like aromatic and traditional. But here's the scandal. Asda extra special curry sauces aren't actually that different from their basic range. The ingredient lists are nearly identical. You're paying 40% more for essentially the same product with fancier packaging and better marketing. Let's look at their tikka masala sauce. The ingredients read like every other mass-produced curry. Water, tomato paste, sugar, modified maize starch, rapeseed oil, and a parade of stabilizers and preservatives. Where's the cream that should make a tikka masala rich and indulgent? It's there, but it's listed after the thickeners and the sugar. That means there's more modified starch in your premium curry than there is actual cream. One reviewer put it brilliantly: paid extra thinking I was getting restaurant quality. Got the same disappointing slop as the value range. That's not just poor value, that's deliberate deception. Asda is banking on you not comparing labels, not questioning whether extra special actually means anything. It doesn't. You're paying for the illusion of quality while getting the same corner-cutting formula as the budget options. At number 5, we have Charwoods, one of the oldest and most trusted names in British curry products. Founded in 1889, they've been selling Indian ingredients and sauces to British families for over a century. That heritage should mean something. It should mean quality, authenticity, and respect for the cuisine. Instead, Charwoods has become another example of a legacy brand trading on reputation while delivering mediocrity. Their curry sauces contain palm oil. Now, palm oil is controversial for environmental reasons, but it's also used here because it's cheap and gives the sauce a creamy texture without using actual cream. Then there's the spice issue. Charwoods sauces taste overwhelmingly of one thing: salt. The salt content is so high that it masks whatever authentic spices might be in there. A jar of Charwoods korma contains 2.4 grams of salt per serving. That's 40% of your daily recommended intake in one meal. But here's what really bothers me about Charwoods. They've quietly reduced the quality over the years while maintaining premium pricing. You're paying £2.50 or more for a jar that costs them pennies to produce. The spices are the cheapest available. The oil is the cheapest available. The thickeners are the cheapest available. One longtime customer said, "This used to taste like my local Indian restaurant. Now it tastes like nothing." That's the Charwoods story. A proud name hollowed out by corporate cost-cutting. Number 4. Tesco Finest Curry Range. Another supermarket premium line making promises it can't keep. Tesco Finest is supposed to represent the best Tesco has to offer. Superior ingredients, authentic recipes, restaurant-quality results. But look at the actual product and you'll find something very different. The curry sauces in the Finest range contain exactly the same base ingredients as the standard range. Water, tomato paste, sugar, modified starch, cheap oil. The only difference is they've added a few more spices and charged you double the price. Let's talk about their Finest Goan curry. Goan cuisine is known for being vibrant, complex, with layers of flavor from coconut, tamarind, and Kashmiri chilies. The Tesco version tastes like generic curry sauce with extra chili powder. There's no complexity, no depth, no authenticity. It's just hot and salty. Multiple customers have complained about inconsistency between batches. One jar tastes acceptable, the next tastes completely different. That suggests quality control issues and recipe variations that shouldn't exist in a premium product. One reviewer said, "Bought this 3 times. First time was decent. Second time was bland. Third time tasted burnt. Never again." When you can't rely on a product to taste the same every time, that's not premium. That's a lottery. Tesco Finest curry sauces are charging you for quality they're not delivering, and that's exactly why they're at number 4. If you're still watching and finding this investigation valuable, please hit that subscribe button for UK Food Exposed and ring the bell. Your support helps us keep exposing what's really in the food British families are buying. Now, let's get into the top 3. This is where it gets really bad. At number 3, we have Patax. This one's going to upset people because Patax is practically synonymous with British curry. Founded in 1957 by an Indian immigrant family, they built their reputation on authentic recipes and quality ingredients. For decades, Patax was the gold standard, but something changed. In 2007, Patax was sold to Associated British Foods, the massive conglomerate that owns everything from Primark to Twinings. And like clockwork, the quality started declining. The recipes were reformulated, the spice content was reduced, the prices stayed high. Let's look at what's actually in a jar of Patax curry sauce today. The ingredient list is shockingly long for what should be a simple product. We're talking 20+ ingredients, including multiple types of modified starch, 3 different oils, and a cocktail of preservatives. But here's the real betrayal. The spice content has been dramatically reduced compared to the original recipes. Old jars from the 1990s listed spices as the 2nd or 3rd ingredient. Modern jars list them much further down, after water, tomato paste, sugar, and oil. You're getting less of what makes curry actually taste like curry and more of what makes it cheap to produce. One longtime customer said, "I've been buying Patax for 30 years. I thought I was going mad because it didn't taste the same anymore. Then I compared an old jar I'd kept and realized they'd completely changed it. That's not evolution. That's betrayal of customer trust." Patax is still trading on the reputation built by the founding family, but the product no longer lives up to that legacy. Number 2, Sainsbury's Taste the Difference curry range. The name itself is ironic because the only difference you'll taste is disappointment. This is Sainsbury's premium line, positioned as sophisticated, authentic, and worth the extra money. The jars are elegant, the descriptions are flowery, and the prices are 50% higher than standard ranges. But here's what you're actually getting. The base recipe is identical to cheaper options: water, tomato paste, sugar, modified starch, cheap oil. They've added a few extra spices and some cream, but not enough to justify the price premium. The real scandal is the meat content in their curry ready meals. Sainsbury's Taste the Difference chicken curry contains just 23% chicken. Less than a quarter of the product is the main ingredient it's named after. The rest is sauce, and that sauce is mostly water and thickeners. You're paying £4 or more for a ready meal that's 3/4 filler. But what really earns Sainsbury's the number 2 spot is the sodium content. Their curry products are among the saltiest on the market. A single serving can contain over 2 grams of salt. That's a third of your daily limit in one meal. For women over 40, high sodium intake is a serious concern. It contributes to high blood pressure, increases stroke risk, and puts strain on your kidneys. One customer described it perfectly. Tastes like someone poured a salt shaker into mediocre curry and called it premium. Sainsbury's Taste the Difference isn't just overpriced. It's actively working against your health while pretending to be a quality choice. And here we are. Number 1. The absolute worst curry brand you can buy in UK supermarkets. The one that represents everything wrong with modern British food. It's Tesco Everyday Value curry sauce, the budget option that costs 60p. The one that seems like a bargain when you're trying to feed a family on a tight budget. The one that busy parents grab without thinking because it's cheap and surely it can't be that bad. But it is that bad. Tesco Everyday Value curry sauce is barely food. The ingredient list is a horror show. Water is first, which is expected. But then comes modified maize starch as the second ingredient. Not tomatoes, not spices, not anything that resembles curry. Just cheap thickener to create the illusion of substance. The sugar content is 8 grams per serving, but the real crime is what's missing. There's virtually no authentic spice content. The curry flavour comes almost entirely from curry powder, which is itself a British invention that bears little resemblance to actual Indian spice blends. Then there's the texture. Multiple reviews describe it as slimy, gelatinous, and unpleasant. The sauce doesn't coat food. It congeals around it. One person said it's like eating curry-flavoured mucus. Another said, "I wouldn't feed this to my dog." But what makes this number one isn't just the quality, it's who it targets. This is the cheapest option on the shelf, the one that people on tight budgets buy because they're trying to feed their families something that feels like a proper meal. And what are they getting? Water, starch, and artificial flavoring. Minimal nutrition, maximum disappointment. That's not just bad business. That's exploiting people who are doing their best with limited resources. Tesco should be ashamed, so there you have it. 8 curry brands that are failing British families. From Home Pride's sugar-loaded mediocrity to Tesco's budget abomination, these products represent a systematic decline in quality while prices stay high or even increase. But here's what you can do instead. Stop buying jarred curry sauces entirely. I know that sounds extreme, but hear me out. Making curry from scratch is easier than you think. Buy whole spices, cumin, coriander, turmeric, garam masala. They last for months and cost less than buying jars every week. Get some fresh ginger and garlic. Use tinned tomatoes and coconut milk. You can make a proper curry in 30 minutes that will taste infinitely better than anything in a jar. If you absolutely must buy ready-made, look for smaller brands at your local Indian grocery store. They're usually made by people who actually understand curry, using real spices and proper techniques. Or try Waitrose own brand curry sauces. They're not perfect, but they're significantly better than the mass market options. The ingredient lists are shorter, the spice content is higher, and they don't rely on sugar and salt to create flavor. Another option is meal kit services, like Dishpatch or Gusto. Their curry recipes come with fresh ingredients and proper spice blends. You're paying more, but you're getting real food. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The curry industry in the UK has become a race to the bottom. Brands that once stood for quality have been bought by massive corporations that care only about profit margins. They've stripped out the expensive ingredients, the real spices, the authentic techniques, and replaced them with water, sugar, salt, and cheap thickeners. They're betting you won't notice. They're betting you'll keep buying based on brand recognition and habit. They're betting you won't read the labels or question why your Friday night curry doesn't taste like it used to. But you know better now. You know that Patax isn't what it was. You know that Sainsbury's Taste the Difference is a lie. You know that Tesco's budget option is barely food. Every time you buy one of these products, you're telling these companies this is acceptable, that you'll pay for inferior quality, that they can keep cutting corners and you won't push back. But when you make curry from scratch, or buy from a proper Indian grocer, or choose a genuinely better option, you're voting with your wallet. You're saying quality matters. You're saying you won't settle for sugar water with curry powder. The British public deserves real curry. Curry made with real spices, real ingredients, real care. Not chemistry experiments designed to maximize profit while minimizing cost. So check your cupboards tonight. If you've got any of these 8 brands, bin them. Don't use them. Don't convince yourself they're fine. Just throw them away. Next time you're planning curry night, take the extra 20 minutes to make it properly. Your family will taste the difference. Your body will thank you. And you'll wonder why you ever settled for jarred sauce in the first place. What are your thoughts? Have you noticed your favorite curry brand declining in quality? Did we get it right? Drop your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this investigation helpful, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that subscribe button for UK Food Exposed and ring the bell so you never miss when we expose what's really in your food. Because British families deserve the truth, and you deserve to know what you're really buying. Thanks for watching, and remember, demand real food, not corporate shortcuts.